Believe it or not, this tiny little Promaster city will sleep too. It was built by Carrie, a traveling nurse who has absolutely no construction experience. Yet she watched YouTube videos, came up with unique ideas, turned a shoe rack from IKEA into a cabinet, has a bed that's collapsible and turns into not only a table, but can sleep too. There's just so much in this van, you're not going to believe it. So come on, let's meet this brilliant Carrie and find out how she did this van. Well, hello, Carrie.
Hello.
I am just in awe of the build you did in this tiny little Ram.Primaster city van that sleeps too. It has gadgets and it has uses for things that I would never have even thought of. But before we get to this brilliant build, can you tell my viewers a little bit about you and your background?
Sure. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 35 years in hospitals mostly. I am currently a travel nurse, so I'm out on a 13-week contract. Then I go home to my home base when I need to switch things up out of the van. I just started, so I'm still learning. Yeah, so I park in campgrounds or parking lots usually, and I have a shower in the hospital that I use, and so far it's been great.
So you basically, you boondock when you're on your assignment, and like you said, this is your first one, so you're new to this.
Right.
But right now you're boondocking, and then you don't have to have a shower because at the hospitals where you're assigned, there are showers, and also you have water.
Sure.
You know, so you're
water
able to.
And ice and
yeah. So you have some of the amenities there. So Carrie, what made you decide to build out a van to live in on the road instead of renting, say, an apartment or doing an Airbnb or something like that?
Well, as a travel nurse, you get a housing stipend, and you either pay for an apartment or an Airbnb or hotel, or you get to pocket the money if you have alternative housing. I did do a travel contract a few years ago, and I lived in an apartment, and it was beautiful and it was nice, but I didn't make any extra money.
So this makes more sense financially for
Right.
you to do this.
Not only that, but when you're in an apartment and you want to travel, say in between contracts, but you aren't done with your or if you're still on contract, then you have to either pack up and load and unload, and this way I can just leave and everything's still with me.
So in between your time off on a contract, you can just travel around, see the surrounding areas,
and explore,
without having to, like you say, pack and unpack. So it made a lot of sense financially.
Absolutely.
And from a convenience standpoint.
Right.
So now, how did you, as someone who's never ever built anything out, because we're going to look at this, you did wiring, you fused things, you did things that, take some skill. How did you learn how to do that?
Most of it was from YouTube, and we'll get into that, I guess, but YouTube's was most of it. My dad did help a little with the wiring initially, taught me how to do the first one, and then I just kind of took off with it when I started adding things to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's take a look at this, because this is I think it's very simple, but it's elegant, and you did some things that I think are pretty unique, and I bet people are going to be copying them after they see this tour. You have this little table, Carrie, and did you build this yourself?
I did.
And explain it, how it works.
I needed an extension for that section of the bed when it's pulled out for two people, so that where the seat is missing.
So this table is your outdoor table, but it also fits in to be an extension to make the bed sleep too?
Yes.
Okay, and so how does that work?
I have table legs here, and these table legs are adjustable.
Oh, so adjustable up and down as to height? Okay.
And they also fold in, so the table folds flat, and I can either throw it in the cargo box or just lay it on top of the bed when I'm traveling.
That's brilliant. So two uses, multi-use, table and bed with the one item. I'm looking at your bed here, and you were telling me that you took a trip and you traveled with 2 people. So how did you do that with this bed? Can you explain that?
Yeah, so this slat bed comes out and it pulls all the way out to here.
Can you show us how that works? So this is what it looks like when it's pulled out with the slats, and that little table that we looked at earlier over here is filled in. And so this is how you sleep 2 in here. Oh my goodness. So you were saying you have the longer legs in front in the wheel well?
Where your footwell is, because there used to be a smaller seat here.
Okay.
A 60-40 split. The bigger bed seat is still in, back seat is still here.
Okay.
I took this one out. So you've got the footwell. So I've got the longer legs here and the shorter legs here.
Oh my goodness. So that's that little table that we were looking at that's not only serves as a table, but also your bed.
Yeah, and of course normally there would be cushions on here.
Right, but you put the cushions off.
Right.
They're right. Your mom lives nearby, so you just put the cushions over there to come over here.
Out at my parents' house.
Okay. And you're back on the road, you know, on your travel nurse. Oh my goodness. Well, let's look at the rest of the build, because this is just incredible. You were showing me earlier that this cabinet is not actually intended to be a cabinet. It was actually, do you want to tell my viewers what it really is?
It's an IKEA shoe cabinet.
Oh my
for your
goodness.
Foyer or your hallway.
So show them how it works.
This is, they tilt out. The drawers tilt out.
Oh my goodness.
Put my things in here.
So all of these drawers tilt out.
There's 4 of them.
Oh my goodness. And you picked this, you were saying, because of the width.
It was super narrow.
Very narrow.
Yes.
And then you added this back framing.
Back to attach it to the van wall.
Okay.
I didn't drill any holes. I just used the holes that were already there for the cargo van and attached the cabinet to that.
And then it looks like you added this countertop here.
I added a countertop so that I could have, when you open the microwave, there's no horizontal space. So I needed some place to put the food as I pulled it out of the microwave or when I was prepping things. So I put, this is the top of the original cabinet, and then I put spacers here and built a frame and a countertop.
Okay, wow. You've thought of everything in a mini little tiny Lego almost version. And then your flooring is just regular, just vinyl flooring.
I'll redo that someday.
As I'm looking down at the flooring, I'm seeing that you were using these. This came with the van?
Yeah, they're D-ring tie-downs. They come with the cargo van.
So you basically used everything that you had, from the holes in the van to the tie-downs, to help facilitate your build. Oh my goodness. And you were saying that behind this, you took out this?
I took the plastic fancy stuff off.
Okay.
Off of that side.
So it would fit over there. And then over here I'm looking, and you cut just a little bit here so that your wiring for your fuses and everything.
For the solar panel.
For this, oh, that's for the solar panel.
Wiring comes
Okay.
in through there, so I didn't have to drill any holes in the roof.
Okay, so that's how you did it, so you didn't really damage the van at all inside.
Right. It could go back to a passenger van if I just take everything out. I have all the seat and everything, and I can make it back into a passenger van if I needed to sell it for some reason.
That's brilliant. That's just brilliant. Well, Carrie, can you tell my viewers about your electrical system? Do you have an electrical system?
I do. I have a Jackery 1000.
Okay, and I see, oh, okay, it's over here. It's in the footwell behind the driver's seat. So how do you charge that as you're going?
I charge either through the cigarette lighter of my car off the alternator, or I can charge it off a wall outlet if I need to, or have that available. And then I also have a solar panel.
Now, how many watts is your solar panel?
100 watts.
And is that sufficient?
It is.
And it runs everything that's inside your van?
It does.
Okay, now you also are telling me that you have the Jackery fused. Can you come show us how that is fused and explain that to my viewers?
Sure.
Okay, so this is fused, and is this your fuse panel back here?
That's the fuse box.
Okay, and explain to us how it's fused and what's run to your fuse box.
It's plugged into the cigarette adapter of the Jackery. The wires run up to the fuse box.
Okay.
And then I wire each of the fuses for the different accessories I need. I wired in this fan, and then I have a couple extra outlets here
Okay.
The cigarette lighter adapter, that's for my electric blanket when I get cold.
Okay.
And my fans and phone there.
All right.
And then I have another one down here that I plug the fridge into.
Wow.
And it all runs off the Jackery.
And it's a very simple system. You just have a board here, and you have the fuse connected to that board, your fan to the board, the outlets on the top and the bottom, and that runs everything. That's your electrical system.
Yes.
Wow, that's ingenious.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. And you were saying your dad helped you start it, showed you how to wire it, and then you just did the rest yourself. Now, and then you were telling me you added this larger fan later?
Yeah, that was a last minute addition when I
Okay.
was leaving town. The USB rechargeable fans are nice, but they don't last a full 8 hours or so. So
Okay,
this
so
one's hardwired and runs as long as my Jackery is charged.
now do you have your microwave fused to that or no?
No, the microwave runs off the inverter that's in the Jackery, so I have an extension cord
Oh,
that
okay.
plugs into the Jackery has household plugs, three of them.
And what about your coffee maker?
It also runs on the extension cord.
Okay, so the Jackery really does everything,
It does, yeah.
either through hardwire or through just the outlets.
Right.
So the Jackery or any other power system that you have that's 1,000 watts, would you say 1,000 watts would be the minimum that you need?
I got the 1,000 watt because I knew I wanted a microwave, and the microwave is 700 watts. But,
Okay.
A 500 would probably meet anybody's needs who isn't running a microwave.
Okay. And you were saying now you also, as far as cooking, you cook with the microwave, but you also have some accessories like a George Foreman and a couple other things on top in your roof carrier.
I do. Yeah, my camping equipment's up there.
Seeing that you have a rechargeable faucet over here.
I do, a USB rechargeable faucet.
Okay.
And yeah, you just turn it on the top and the water comes out.
Now, do you have a sink?
I have a collapsible bucket.
Okay, and that serves your purposes for you?
Yeah, I don't do a lot. I have spray bottles for the dishes, and I wipe them down, and I brush my teeth and I make coffee.
So basically you don't have a high water consumption in the van. Well, that's good to, that's a good thing to learn how to reduce your water consumption, especially if you're on the road.
Yes.
And then I'm looking over here and you have a water container. How big a water container is that?
5 gallons.
5 gallons, okay. And then over here, as long as we're at it, you have your toilet.
I do.
And that is, well, you're in a hospital most of the day, so basically this is probably just as you're traveling and at night.
And when I'm sleeping.
Okay.
I might need it.
Wow. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask, I'm seeing the 3 fans. Now, is that sufficient to keep you cool when the weather gets pretty warm?
If it's extreme heat, no. But I've been pretty comfortable with the bug screens, windows open, and the 3 fans. It seems to be enough unless it's just extremely hot.
All right. And you were saying you're thinking of adding a fan,
A Max Air fan.
A Max Air fan.
Eventually. It's on the wish list.
Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm looking over here and it looks like you have everything you could possibly need in a tiny little Promaster, Ram.Primaster. And is there anything else that I didn't cover or we didn't go over that you think we should know?
No, I don't think so. People ask me, do I feel safe in my van? And I don't feel any less safe in my van than I do when I'm at home. When I go to visit people, I sometimes, if they don't have extra beds, I just sleep in the driveway. And they say, oh no, you don't have to. I said, no, I really like sleeping in my van.
So you really enjoy it?
I really enjoy it. It's my happy place.
Wow. Yeah. Well, and you were telling me you're 55 now, and you're planning on working as a traveling nurse till when?
Well, I'll work as a nurse until I'm probably 70. I don't know how long I'll travel, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Carrie, for sharing this little bit of your life with us and encouraging people that you don't have to be a construction worker, you don't have to have a construction experience, and you don't have to have a huge, big rig to be comfortable and hit the road.
Well, thank you.